What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Monday. Got 9 games here tonight. I get it broken down for you with 6 of my favorite plays, my money 6. So before we get going, like always, if you could slap up that like button, absolutely abuse it, that'd be greatly appreciated. Let's try to get over 70 likes on this video. Thank you if we can hit that. Let's get right into it, though. First guy up, I'm going to go with the beast. DeGrom here at 10,200. Finally woke up last start. 24.2 DraftKings points. His swinging strike ability was back. He had a 15.8% swinging strike rate. That was his highest since his second start of the year, where he was absolutely dominant against Miami, and his highest since the first start as well, where he got 33. So he's showing signs of life. Had that little rough patch where he wasn't able to get that same strikeout ability. Could have been due to his little bit of an elbow soreness. He was kind of going through that. But the last 2 starts are probably good for him, considering he only had 89 pitches and 101. That's lower than he typically does. And that could be good for his long-term ability and just his starts, like every other week or whatever. I mean, every week when he starts, he gets a 5 days rest, and he has less pitches on his arm, so he's a little bit fresher in that next start. But now going against San Diego, it's a really good spot for him. The Padres, high strikeout team. They strike out a lot, and DeGrom with that good strikeout ability back, and he always has it when he's on his game. He could easily get over 30 DraftKings points in this game. The price tag seems pretty small to me at 10,200. They're only implied 3.1 runs, and this is a great pitcher's park here in San Diego. I'm a lot more worried about San Diego as a team against lefties because they do have some guys that can't hit for power against lefties like Reyes, Will Myers, Machado, but against righties, a little bit worse, more strikeout ability. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy. Then I'm going to go with Cole Hamels at 9,000. Been pretty up and down this year, but when he's on his game, he's added some really good upside. 34 against the same Miami team. A few starts ago, absolutely efficient, 7 innings, only allowed 3 hits, and had 8 Ks and 97 pitches. So he felt himself in that game. Same matchup here, like I said, and I think he can have a really good start again here. We have some good pitching additions here in Chicago. One of the most kind of affected parks by wind, and we have 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from left field, so that'll be great to knock down some home runs potential. And also it's going to be 49 degrees, so pretty chilly, wind blowing in, and they're only implied 2.7 runs. So Vegas likes Cole Hamels' ability a lot in the start. He's had some good strikeout ability. The only thing holding him back has been surrendering a few kind of extra base hits leading into runs. But he faced 2 good lineups the last 2 starts. This is a nice spot here against a lesser lineup in Miami. And when he's been facing kind of below average lineups, he's been pretty good. Like I said, 29 against LA. Definitely not a great lineup besides Mike Trout. And then against Miami, no one you really feel that worried about. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second start for a nice bounce back ability against Miami. Now we're going to go with a guy that's kind of been flying under the radar this year. Hasn't had that same ability, but JD Martinez here at a 5,100. He's hitting for good average at 331, but he's not getting that same kind of pop and power on the bat. I think he's going to be due for some positive regression here pretty soon. The home run's going to start trending upwards, and this is a great spot to get it started, going against a left-handed pitcher. He's still been really good against lefties. 4 out of his 4 home runs have come against lefties, and with the small sample, he has a 583 ISO and a 628 WOBA against them with that ability against lefties. So he still has that. Just against righties, he's not hitting for that same power. But I think here in this matchup against the lefty, if he can continue that ability, what he's been showing, I mean, even throughout his whole entire career, he's had a really good pop against lefties. And this is going to be a park upgrade. Going to Baltimore, JD Martinez in the meat of that lineup can definitely drive in some runs. But just one swing of the bat, if he can get a home run with like Benintendi or Mookie Betts on base ahead of him, could give us all the value we need with like 17 DraftKings points, or 18 DraftKings points with that ability. So 5,100, I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first hitter. Then I'm going to go with Vlad Jr. here. He's had a really slow start, but this is the guy we knew coming in would probably have some growing pains here and there, but he's one of the best prospects in a while. Has crazy power. If he can just connect with one, he could hit it a mile. So in this matchup, going against a lefty here, a lefty that does give away a kind of a good amount of hard contact and doesn't strike out too many batters, I think this is a good spot for Vlad for possibly hitting his first home run. I mean, he has had a decent amount of strikeouts, and he hasn't really just had that one kind of this absolute this hard kind of shot. He's kind of been hitting for a little bit less of hard contact, but against a guy that, like I said, can surrender some hard contact, doesn't strike you out, and with someone with the raw power ability of Vlad Guerrero Jr., I think he can absolutely just crush one in this spot. So at 3,900 here, really good price tag for a guy of his ability back at home, and it's going to be a park downgrade for Martin Perez, a guy that could definitely struggle in a park like Toronto. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. Then I'm going to go with Nate Lowe, another kind of prospect here with a really good power upside at 3,600. Similar situation as Vlad Guerrero, kind of came up with some big expectations to have good kind of games here and there, has good power, but it hasn't really came through with that ability yet. But now in the matchup against Kelly, another guy that doesn't really strike out too many hitters. He can surrender some home runs. He's allowing 1.5 home runs per 9 so far this year. If Lowe can just connect with one in this spot, I think he can go deep. I mean, definitely not a great pitcher. Lowe, like I said, came up having really good power numbers in the minors. Kind of what he was known for as a prospect was his ability to kind of hit for power. So with the 4.5 run line here in this game, I think Tampa Bay and Nate Lowe can get some really good upside in this spot. And at 3,600 for a guy of his ability, another good price tag. Might as well take a chance on him. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third guy. I mean, like, there's not many cheap guys on this slate, but we have some really good guys that have the ability and upside in Nate Lowe and Vlad Guerrero at that cheaper price. And for my fourth guy, I'm going to go with Steve Pearce, another guy really kind of been struggling. But in baseball, you got to take advantage of some guys struggling with the cheaper price tags because they always have that ability to break out of a slump. And he has the ability specifically against left-handed pitchers. And like I mentioned with JD Martinez, he's going against a lefty here tonight. And last year against left-handed pitchers, the guy had a 255 ISO and a 407 WOBA. I mean, just the other week, like we see here this little blurb here, that he was kind of working on his hitting. He was really struggling. That's kind of the main reason why the Red Sox initially got him, was that ability against lefties, because Mitch Moreland can struggle against lefties, so they kind of had that little split kind of advantage. They can match up with whoever's pitching. And now Steve Pearce, he finally got it going against a lefty here the other night. Went 2 for 6 with 2 RBIs and 14 drafting points. I think he could do something exactly like that in this spot against a below-average lefty in a good hitting park in Baltimore. And they're implied 5.3 runs. So Pearce could definitely have some guys on base for him to knock him in. It's just whether or not he can connect with the baseball and show off that good power that he has against lefties. So at 3,600, really good price tag, and I like his upside. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So you got 3,650 remaining per player, 2 of the best pitchers on the slate, and you still got good money left over for a guy of the ability of JD Martinez, Vlad Guerrero, Nate Lowe, and Steve Pearce. I mean, these guys don't have a great floor, but their upsides are all great for those price tags as well. So go ahead and drop a like if you enjoyed it. Really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more videos. And good luck here tonight. I hope you guys win some money, and we'll see you back here again next time.